Hi there. I'm Christine.
And Jamie.
We are back with A Court of Wings and Ruin, and because we're doing 10 chapters, we go so many places in these chapters.
We are on vacation in our minds.
Are we?
Well,
a little bit dark in this chapter.
Traveling more in my mind than I am in my real life, so yes.
We're trying to keep positive vibes as things go awry in the Prithian world.
Yeah.
Because my drink today is a summer court drink.
Mm-hmm.
And though it's kind of at the end of these chapters, so many things happen before those chapters, before we go back to Adriata. But I chose to do a drink that was Adriata based.
Yes.
And that's the thing with doing 10 chapters at a time, is that there are so many things that happen that it's kind of like, oh, who do I?
I know. It's a struggle.
It is a struggle. The struggle is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is so hard. Just kidding.
What drink should I make?
I really just wanted to do this from the beginning. I wanted to do a drink called the Battle of Adriata.
It's a very strong name.
It is, isn't it?
I also just really love Adriata, like that name.
I love the name. I love the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's definitely a different visit this time. So.
It's a different visit, which means it's a different vibe for this drink.
Mm-hmm.
But same vibes, a little bit?
A little bit of same vibes. A little bit more blood.
Because you got to do the summer court drink when we did it last time.
Yes.
So in A Court of Mist and Fury, you did the summer court drink, which was a pina colada, which was so good.
Delicious.
It was fresh to death with the pineapple.
Everything was
coconut
fresh,
cream,
so good.
And it was really good. So I decided to do another summery drink, which also has pineapple and coconut, but I wanted to represent the battle. So what I did was...
added some blood to it.
I did.
Real blood. Just kidding.
Just a drop of my own blood. No. I made a strawberry simple syrup. And I dripped it along the sides of the glass, and then I put it in the freezer so it'd freeze. And then I made a blue drink because my initial inclination was like, oh, I'm gonna make like a strawberry type drink, but I'm like, you know what, when I think of Adriata, I think of blue. I think of the turquoise waters.
Yes.
So that's what I did. It's blue. Okay, now I need to look it up because
you were also very strong about that, because when we originally did the summer court, I had a vision and you had a vision, and I feel like you were upset that I just didn't have this vision of like a bright blue cocktail-y
I was drink. So confused. I was like, obviously we're doing this blue tropical drink, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that we didn't have to talk about it. And there was such a strong assumption in my head that I was so shocked when you didn't have the same vision. I was like, what?
No, I had like a cucumber one originally.
Yeah, cucumber? So here I am getting my blue drink. She didn't have to drink the cucumber, but you ended up compromising.
Went a little bit closer. Yeah.
Okay, so my blue drink has frozen lemonade, pineapple juice, white rum, coconut cream, banana, blue caraco, and that's it. It's a blended. It's supposed to be a frozen drink, but it was not as frozen as I wanted it to be because I was traveling from my house to your house, and
we've never succeeded making a frozen one.
I know, just let it go.
It's fine.
Let it go. It's fine.
But it was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, we tried it earlier
because it needed to be fresh and frozen.
Be fresh,
frozen-ish when we tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, so to explain, I made a strawberry simple syrup, and then I put it around the edges so that it was dripping to mimic blood.
Yeah.
Because it's wartime and people are getting beheaded here, so we needed a little bit of blood.
Lots of death.
There's so many flavors that it can get lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was successful in, when you try it, you do get the lemonade. You get a little bit of banana, you get a little bit of pineapple, coconut, rum. I don't think anything is truly lost in it.
No.
Which is a feat when making drinks.
It was really good. Now I want to take another sip of it. Yeah.
Okay, what's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 8.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7.7. I know my rating scale, it's
I mean,
like
they're
they
just
don't
almost
matter.
like fun at this point. They don't
They're
really
just,
matter.
I know, they're just in the
Yeah.
moment, and we'll see what happens in the end.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask, when you're thinking of summer, when you're thinking of cocktails, is there other drinks that is your go-to
I feel like it's different with like summer here than if I'm like summer tropical.
on a vacation?
Yeah. Like a pina
Definitely.
colada, I think. I do love a pina colada, but I really only get that if I'm somewhere.
Well, yeah, I feel like summer here, if I have a pina colada, like a fresh pina colada, I'm a little bit cuckoo. Yeah, like if I'm here sitting outside, kind of like where my house is too, it's like very like pine trees and
Yeah.
like if you think,
Canada.
I mean, living in Canada, like there's a lot of like I have like a lot of forest around my house, and I'm like having a pina colada. I'm like,
Yeah, it doesn't match up. I gotta
not the right vibes, Christine.
No, there has to be a palm tree.
I mean, I could pretend for sure, but it's
Beer garita.
Birgarita
I will do a beer garita summer
is
tropical
a Canada,
and a Canada
summer drink
Yes.
that can translate.
That's my like Palm Springs cat anytime summer hot beer garita. I'm trying to think of what else. A sangria,
Oh, yeah.
always a good summer one. But then like tropical, I'm trying to think more. I'll get more like slushy drinks summer tropical. Like I want the
Slushy.
slush. I want
We're
the
never
ice.
successful in our slushy drinks that we've done in the past.
No.
But yes, that does remind me of like tropical summer vibes is slush.
Yeah. But it has tropical. Not Canada summer, tropical.
Our friend's mom, I don't know if you remember, would do like a lemonade slush in the freezer. And as older parents would do, and I don't know if anyone else can relate out there, but they're just like, like a Regina George mom. Like, oh, you just, as long as you guys do it in the house, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So we had a little bit of that, like the frozen lemonade slush in the freezer, which I was a teenager, so I'm not quite sure what it was. I'm assuming it was vodka lemonade.
Yeah.
But cheers to her, and that is also a very good summer drink.
Oh.
Or like a strawberry rhubarb slush.
I don't think I've ever had that.
No?
No.
Okay.
I've had like a strawberry something slush, but not. I don't think I've had a strawberry rhubarb.
Maybe we should do that next summer because I have a big rhubarb plant in my yard that my neighbor who's an older woman who always likes to take my rhubarb plant to make strawberry rhubarb. But okay. I don't know. Tell us wait, we did that poll when we were doing the summer court. We did do a poll on Instagram about like favorite summer cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to remember what won. I feel like margarita and mojito tied.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering it correctly.
Yes. Oh, what? There was another one on there.
We did a summer drink.
Like
we did a summer drink court bracket.
Yeah. I mean, we can look back. I think.
Yeah, I think mojito, margarita, mojito.
The mojito and the margarita.
Mojito and margarita tied.
That makes sense.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Those are the best.
Okay. Well, on to the pre-summer court things.
Let's get into this chapters. Chapter 27. Moore is rightfully pissed.
Yeah, I was so...
Wait, let me do the titles.
Oh, right, sorry.
Amryn is in a sharing mood. Elain is hilarious. And Rhys is sad. Okay.
So this first part, I was just stressed.
I know.
Like, I just, like, was really, like, upset. I'm like, guys, stop. I don't like it.
Stop fighting.
I really hate it. I just hated all of this. I do like all this, also that how, like, Lucian's, he's, like, kind of in the gang a little bit now.
He is in the gang, but
right?
Tiptoeing.
And it's kind of like Lucian, Moore, and Cassian are like, yeah, like, what the fuck, guys? He's like, agreeing? Like, no. I'm like, oh, I like how it's, like, kind of Lucian's. That's the only part that made me happy about this.
Good job, Lucian.
Yeah.
But, like, why didn't he warn her?
And you didn't warn Farrah either.
Yeah. But it's because he wanted to do what he wanted to do. it's what he thought was best. And so I thought too, it's like, it's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Yeah.
That is what it felt like.
Like, he does go on later on saying his reasonings, and even like when it was happening, I was like, I do get that it would have been harder to do it with more knowing, which like I do understand, but still it's like that balance of it. Is that still the right choice? And you also still didn't tell Farah either. I think obviously knowing she's gonna be like, no.
Right. Bringing us back to the last episode when there was foreshadowing.
Yes. Where
which makes me feel like, Rhys, you're a coward and you're a liar. But also, I guess that just makes you like a really big people pleaser, which softens it a bit, right? It's not like he's evil or he's like has bad intentions or he's conniving. He's a people pleaser. He does not want to deal with Feyre and Mor being upset, but he knows that this is the right decision, so he just goes ahead and does that.
Yeah. It's super frustrating. It's also really frustrating. There is a point where Mor says, if like Amarantha showed up and knocked on the door, would you accept her help if you had to, or something like that? I'm like paraphrasing, not really sure. And he's like, yes, like I would do it. I would, if it was to like save us. And I'm like, Rhys, like,
yeah.
It's just, then like Az is so quiet, which I don't even know why I'm really bringing that up, but I was just like, you're being so quiet. Like everything was uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, would Az stand up to Rhys? Or is Az just like the silent type, or like he's like, I know that he knows. Me voicing it is not, what's that gonna do?
Yeah, and it is like, okay, Az went to like figure things out, ran to Eris, like he was very much involved in this plan. And they do bring up like Valaris, like how he said he would open it up to them, and it's just like, and that was just like a dig at Mor.
That's huge.
Yeah, he does say that
it's not just about Eris, it's about here coming to Valaris, and even that consideration.
So I guess Rhys does say that like he did or would send out a thing pretty much saying that nobody is to serve or house anyone from the Court of Nightmares. But I'm like, still, they would still, that doesn't mean anything. Like they can, yeah, it's just frustrating. I do like Amren steps in, and I love how she just calls Rhysand a boy at one point. Like, I noticed it like when she would talk to Farah, she'd say girl all the time. Mm-hmm. But then she does, say something, and she says boy. Like, she's disappointed also. Like, everyone's just like,
when she's disappointed, she starts to
sound like an old woman.
Yes, as she is. She is an old woman.
Yes, she is.
So we finally get some background info on Amren.
Yes, which was crazy.
Well, I talked about this in the previous episode, 2 episodes ago, when we had the family dinner. Mm. And Amren was talking to Nesta about being sort of like not, I don't know, not of the right body, right, or not feeling like yourself or whatever else, like not in the right place. A sense of belonging. Mm-hmm. So all of her backstory really helps us make sense of that. And I wasn't sure when we got that, but now obviously we get it now. And so we learned that to get out of the prison, she had to go into a Fae body. That's how she got out. And that also, even her getting to this world, that there was a rip in the sky in her world, and that her brothers and sisters fled, but she was really curious and wanted to see. So in that sense, that she was something really different, that she wanted to explore and to see. Yes.
And she said everyone always, I think, like, praised her about how amazing she was almost. Oh, she says, I was perfect, according to some. And it goes on kind of just how she didn't, like, have feeling and stuff, which I thought was interesting. Like, she didn't have regret. She didn't mourn. And, like how you said, just really understanding her a lot more. And now that she's in this body, and she does have those things now. And yet she
had curiosity.
Yeah. She mentions, like, a burning grace sometimes, and I just thought that sounded really pretty. Huh? And that it says a burning grace. Oh. She says that, I think, twice. About, like, herself, her experience. I don't know. But I feel like that should be, like, her country song she writes.
That does sound like a country song.
Right? A burning grace. Emily.
Yeah. She also says she was originally a messenger and a soldier for a wrathful god in a young world.
Not surprising.
Another one of those things where you're like, okay, I could get another excerpt, novella.
Yeah, just about that.
Give me just some of that.
I would love that a lot.
Yeah.
I also like how Nesta asks questions.
She is unafraid and asks the questions. She is not worried about social etiquette. Love you, girl.
She just asks, and then even like the dinner, she asks something about her eyes, and
yes,
Aaron's like, yeah,
why
rude.
do your eyes look like that?
I don't know, but
nobody's ever asked me.
Yeah, but it's rude,
really?
so no, I'm not gonna answer it. Like, but Nesta,
okay, that would be me. I would be the Nesta. That
would be me. Like, oh, I'm just gonna ask.
Hey, your eyes look weird. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I want to know. Tell me more. But yeah, I just love it.
Do you want to move on to Elain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Elain is hilarious because she's just like saying weird things, obviously.
More riddles.
And she comes downstairs and you're like, oh. And then Feyre's like, let me get you some hot milk. I'm like, shut up, Feyre.
No, I was like, that sounds so great.
It does sound great, but it's also, again, so pandering. That it's like, she's like some like sick lady out of her mind, and it's like, we know that she's having a tough time. We get it. Something happened to her when she's going through the cauldron, but also you don't have to treat her like a child. It like really bothers me.
It does. I feel like more I look at it like, I just want to like take care of you, and like,
which is fine, but it's like,
that's what I know to do, is to like offer something I know you would like at this time of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would 100% be doing this.
Okay, well, I'm an old cranky lady.
Well, no, you would be the Nesta yelling at me. So I'd be like, more milk, anything, what do you need? Let me help you.
So Elain says weird stuff. Everyone thinks she's dead, but she's not. Only different. Changed as I was.
Who? What did you see?
I saw young hands wither with age. I saw a box of black stone. I saw a feather of fire land on snow and melt it.
Oh.
It does seem like she needs some more milk.
Maybe some more milk.
More milk.
Sarah, go get it. Hurry. Before the next part, with Rhys being sad, Farrah goes up and she's just like, pretty much like, I just went to bed and I just like cried. And I was like, yeah, I feel that. Sometimes you just need to there was a lot that just happened.
Yeah.
And it's stressful. And she's just like, and I don't know why, but I just cried. I'm like, yeah, that seems like a correct response.
Yeah, a lot of things happened, and there's a lot of history with Court of Nightmares and everything that everyone else is going through, and...
No, you just hoarded it, but yeah, I totally even forgot about that. Just so much. Oh, just looking at Christine's notes here. Really goes into Rhys. I would like to read, it says, in a bold, Rhys is sad. And then underneath, yeah, right, shove it up your ass, Rhysand. Betray more and hide things from Amryn. Stop it with your savior complex. How mad are you at him right now?
I'm not that mad. No, sorry. I'm not that mad. It's just, those are my initial responses. Well, because it's the same thing of like, again, begging for forgiveness versus asking for permission. It's like, okay, now you want us to feel bad for you because now you feel bad. It's like,
you knew it was gonna. You knew this was gonna happen.
Here's the guy that thinks 10 steps ahead, and you want us to believe that you didn't know this was gonna happen. So it's like, I believe that you feel bad. I believe that you feel guilty.
Yeah.
Do I think that you didn't know that this was going to happen? No, I know that you knew that this was going to happen. So shove it up your ass.
Fair.
Shove it up your ass, Rhysand.
Okay. I'm gonna come in here. So he does backtrack on the Amarantha part. Not saying like this is like a plus, but he does like say to her, I would kill her if she came to the door. Like, just
He realizes it's
you
wrong.
said that in the argument with Moore because you were upset trying to get her to see your side of things and being like, you need to give up all this shit for the war, and saying that when he's like, no, like, I didn't actually, that's not what I would do. And yeah, just a little shout out to Cassian, and then a weird, but Ferris shows up for training or whatever, and just how he can like feel or see what's off, and she's like, I didn't think that the others gave him enough credit for noticing the shift in someone's emotional current. I just, always like to shout him out. Just want to say that.
Wait, what?
People
I don't understand what he means.
I guess so they were in the middle of like training, and she's like, I get it. Cassian held up his hands, but the amusement faded as we watched. We dismissed the wings and stalked toward him, and he says, you want to go hard today or take it easy. Farah, I didn't think the others gave him enough credit for noticing the shift in someone's emotional current.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a well-rounded man.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah.
always like to point that out. So, anyways, Farah's just stretching. It was just like a random sentence, but she's like, I held my leg folded behind me, my muscles protesting at the stretch. And Kathy answered, I suppose there are worse methods of coping. They were in the middle of a conversation, pretty much. But I held my leg folded behind me. You're like, just like folded behind you, and you and Kathy are just like having a discussion.
Or she's doing like a split of sorts.
Still. I mean, like, good for you that you are stretching so much, but it's impressive.
Well, she's getting in shape. It's the Cassian workout regime.
I need to get on that. I need to stretch more.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to say about this chapter. There's nothing significant for me to say right now.
I can continue. There's kind of like a little discussion with Moore, and she says, my father wins, Eris wins, all the males like them win if I let it get to me. And I just found that sentence super, super frustrating. Like, I get what she's saying, but it's also super frustrating that you have to like base your emotions and how you live off of that, because even it's like, oh, I won't let them get to me, but they're still getting to you.
100%.
Yeah, like it just, I was like, and another comment. Madja.
The healer?
The healer,
yeah.
Yes. She's like wrinkled.
Oh.
In the description of her and everything.
She's Fae?
She's Fae, and there are comments.
So old.
She's so old, but she has like wrinkles and everything. So I was like, I really want to know how actually old she is.
Yeah.
But
1,000?
Wait, like 10,000.
Oh my god.
Well, if you think about it, I think like Tamlin's like 500.
Right.
So I'm like, how old is she?
I did like how the healer said something about Lucian being the mate, and like, oh, just sit with her and sense it because mates can do that. And so I thought that was really funny.
She has a lot of
great advice. They're doing great.
10,000-year-old
They are
woman.
very connected, and Elain is not, or Lucian is not uncomfortable at all. Yeah, no, sit together and sense. But what do I know? What do I know? Okay, chapter 29, Training with Az and Nephili's story. The other thing that Elain says to Lucian is, Twin ravens are coming. One white and one black. Another one of the cuckoo things that we need to note.
Which is also weird because ravens are just black.
I know, I thought that too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but we do know that all of the High Lords have agreed to go to the meeting except for Tamlin, which means this High Lord meeting that we are so excited about is happening.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting.
So exciting.
Okay, just
oh my god, the casting
home,
call.
Stay home.
We don't need you.
Now we get this big story, which is so cute because we know Rhys is a good man. Rhys and Cass taught Az to fly because Az had been locked up.
Oh, this is cute. So
Rhys told the story. So we get this nice story.
It is a beautiful story, but Azriel is telling Farah about it to kind of, I think, help her out. Like, even though you're not obviously doing great right now, there is this story that happened with Miriam before about, how did you say this name? Nephel?
Nephili?
Oh, I was saying Nephel in my head. Nephili.
I mean, I don't know if I'm right, but Nephili sounds nice.
Yeah.
It's just a story of being underestimated.
Yeah.
Right? This woman with small wings ended up being able to be a savior in this story, the story that included Miriam.
Saved Miriam's life, and they celebrate it every year.
But the point was that your greatest weakness can sometimes be your biggest strength.
Yeah. Ooh, because she was flying through rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Or something where any other
wingspan
wouldn't have made it through, but because hers were so small, she was able to and then save Miriam.
The most unlikely person can alter the course of history.
Yes. So which Rhys and Cassian and Azriel call it the
Nephili?
Nephili. The Nephili philosophy. I guess they refer to it, and I was like, no, that's so cute. And I love it.
Right. Yeah. That just because some part of your being is outside of the realm of norm, there is still a place that you can thrive, that you can be successful and helpful. You just kind of have to find your pocket.
Yeah.
It's a really sweet story.
It is.
And it makes us love Az more that he connected to the story and appreciated the story that Rhys brought to him and then shared it with Farah.
Yeah. And it's the most we've had of him speaking, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
I love Mysterious Man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's frustrating. I can't wait to find out more about you, Azriel.
Okay, chapter 30. Elain continues to say weird stuff. And then Nesta and Farah have a library battle.
It's the beginning, because I also have it down. And it just made me laugh.
That Elain says weird stuff?
No, the thing she says to Cassian. It's not a funny thing, but it just made me laugh.
It's pretty weird and funny.
Right?
Yeah. He snapped your wing, broke your bones.
It'll take more than that to kill me.
No, it will not.
Oh, fuck. Oh. What?
Okay.
That also makes me scared. So.
Right.
I'm very scared for you, Cassian.
Right, and as a reader, you're like, okay, so Cassian's dying in the war that's coming up? Or...
Yeah, what's happening? And just to hear someone also say that to you, oh,
okay. Okay, so Nesta and Farah are in the library together, just two sisters who love each other.
Love books.
And Nesta's like, oh, you couldn't read?
I love this conversation.
I didn't know that.
Didn't realize.
I didn't know that.
Could have asked Nesta. Maybe had it's also just. I'm like, we're all living in a very tiny cabin together.
Right.
You just didn't. Yeah.
Okay, my rant.
Yeah.
Here's my rant. Yeah, Nesta. Because you retreated within yourself and cared only about you and your hatred for your father and Elain. Hatred for your father, but cared for Elain. Why do you think your little sister could just take care of herself? I'm still so confused by this dynamic. As the oldest sister, and then Farah behaving the way that it's so abnormal that because usually the older sister, right, is the one that's ends up being the carer.
They're always the caretaker, motherly. Even
right.
Mom would say when we were younger, she was you would always try and mother your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And do things like that. And I'm like, yeah. And I think that does say, oh, I didn't know how far along you were in your studies when everything happened. You could have asked her.
Yes, and obviously this is a different family. It just feels very abnormal and I guess hard for me to like understand
How you didn't
this
know.
family dynamic and how your little sister, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna give all of this attention and softness to Elain, the middle sister. But my other sister, Feyre, even though obviously Feyre showed traits of being very headstrong and
Mm-hmm.
independent and motivated, that you wouldn't have some sort of care instinct in the same way that you do to Elain, that you wouldn't have any of that for Feyre. It seems
Yeah.
very odd.
Especially for the amount she shows for to Elain.
It still doesn't make sense to me.
No, I agree. I also do like this moment, and she does reference, talk to her. She's like, I've never like kissed her. I've never hugged her. I've never this. Like there was just like missing affection between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Which I also think you have here. She finally asks her, like, why push everyone away but Elain? Like, why? And I am so mad because I feel like she was probably going to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then two assholes.
To the golden question, and we don't get the answer.
Nope.
Two high-burnt scallywags show up and blow Faebane in her face.
Scallywags.
I don't know why scallywags came into my head, but that was the term I thought of. But the blowing Faebane in her face, I thought was funny.
Yeah, that is.
If you just think of like a not a battle scene, but like a scene of like conflict, like, oh, the bad guy showed up and then he's like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's filled with glitter.
Glitter.
Yeah. Which I think they did say, like, it's blue.
Oh, okay.
Blue powder. So it would be really fun. Like, oh, what's this?
Drugs. Okay, so we learned that they call themselves the King of Hybern's Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And so we realize that Elain is not so cuckoo as she seems. Because she had that line about the ravens.
Yep. The twin ravens are coming.
So these Hybern bad guys, they're actually so forthcoming.
They just start telling them
They just
everything.
keep talking and talking and talking.
And they also do mention the queens.
Here's why we're here. And here's some history if you don't understand truly why we're here. It's like, guys, hey, bad guys, you don't have to tell anyone anything.
No,
you
didn't.
can just go and capture Nesta. You can actually just shut the fuck up.
Yep.
But I'm a better bad guy than you, apparently.
I wouldn't do that.
So they get lots of info.
Yeah, like we find out the queen, like the first young queen, they pretty much say like tried to jump in the cauldron after Nesta and Elain, but because Nesta took something, it wanted something back. So that young queen came back old. So she's pissed.
She's mad. So the other two would go into the cauldron.
Yes, but again, that was a reference to something like Elain said about the aged hands or young hands withered with age. Mm-hmm. And then we do get the two ravens are coming.
We also learn that they're coming because Nesta took something from the cauldron, so they're like, oh, we're going to take you back.
Yeah.
That's where they're there.
And that's why the cauldron isn't at its full peak, not because of whatever the twin weirdos said.
So then we finally get to the darkness.
Okay, but I do like how you said it is funny that they're literally chatting and chasing.
Yeah, they're chatting and chasing.
It's so weird. Combo, run, like it's like a fast jog, like a walk.
Here's why we're chasing you.
Yeah. do. I'm gonna catch you. Like
here's some history. So Feyre calls for help and she makes a bargain
with Cassian's nightmare in the
thing that Cassie wouldn't talk about for 200 years. Feyre just faces it in the face.
Well, she doesn't. It's to her back.
Whatever.
And also, it sounds pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever
it does sound nice. Yeah. It sounds very accommodating.
Yeah, just like, oh, you're the high lady? Hey.
Oh, hi. But it's the same thing with the cereal. Like, the cereal would never come to Rhys, but it just, like, comes to Feyre and is like, hey, Feyre.
Yeah. What do you need?
So Feyre will send it something to tell it about life, and then Feyre
just wants some company.
just gets it to kill the bad guys.
And it literally asked, do you want me to kill them?
She said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I'll get you some company. You kill them.
We also know it says that it knows the carver.
Ooh, yes.
So that's a tidbit.
Yep.
Chapter 31. Library battle continued. And Feyre makes a bargain, which I feel like those things already happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at mine for.
Well, Cassian saves the day. I guess that's the end of it. And Rhys comes. That's the end of the little library battle.
Oh, yeah, we just kind of just...
It's just concluding.
Yeah, okay, 30... Well,
Clotho also saves the day.
Yes, and Feyre has a new tattoo.
She's got a new cool tattoo.
New tat. Chapter 32.
Az thinks that Elain... Well, just before this, but it bleeds into... Oh, I feel like I missed all notes on chapter 32. Okay, but
we're on chapter 32, aren't we?
Az thinks that the cauldron made Elain a seer.
That's chapter 32.
Is it? Okay.
Do you even have anything with chapter 32? Yeah, so...
What am I missing?
Nothing, just chapter 32, new tat. Nesta admits what she does not know what she took from the cauldron. Okay. She says it in a really, like, quiet, almost... voice. She's really like, I think, terrified about what happened, and very much with Feyre, like, you saved me, because she told her to run at one point. Mm-hmm. Feyre's like, yeah, like, you're my sister. Duh.
Hey, remember when you're starving and I brought you rabbit? Remember that?
I also like it with this, like, Feyre's like, because Rhys showed up and was like pissed, and she tells him to like calm down because he's just like rageful. Like, in her mind, she's like, it was sloppy. She's telling him to calm down. I feel like she's just in, like, high lady mode. And, yeah, just, like, very aware. She's like, what is happening with you? Like, calm down. That was sloppy. These are also in her thoughts, but still. I like it. And then Elain is seeing some weird stuff and the seer thing. And then we go into chapter 33. I feel like the chapters kind of really, like, blend at this part. And it's very, I think, an Az versus Lucian, we're seeing a little bit. So I think, like, Az, it's like, oh, like, something, like, Lucian's trying to help, and you're seeing that bit of push and pull.
But they're still nice.
Yeah, they're nice about it. Like, they're both very nice about it.
Chapter really 33, funny. Elain got the tea. Elaine's like, is that what this is? And she says it in the most clear way that she had before.
Yeah, that's an also confusing part to me.
She's like, oh, I'm just a regular person now. It's like, is Elain just fucking with everybody?
Right? Could you just not say, Nesta, there's these things in my head that I'm seeing and I don't understand what they mean.
I hope that Elain, this is just one long prank.
Imagine.
That would make my life if Elain did a long prank.
I'm pretty upset and depressed right now, and I don't feel like talking to anyone. Just kidding,
I'm not a seer. I just didn't want to get involved in this war that you guys were all doing. So
I was just saying random things.
To be cool. But also...
She knows things.
She does know some stuff.
Yeah, she knows a lot. Starts mentioning, like, the Sixth Queen, and a lake, and a firebird, and it all makes sense.
Well, the part that triggered me when Elain said, is that what this is in terms of being a seer? And then more nods.
Oh.
Right? Because remember her truth power?
Oh!
The truth power.
Yeah, which I still don't understand also.
So that was my thinking. Right? So we don't it's never explained what her power is, what the truth power is. So it really bothers me when there's these moments where we look to Mora and she's like, makes a nod. It's like, okay, well, how did you...
Maybe is it like if someone says something, like I think Azriel said the seer part, and then it's like if someone says something like that, like she's able to see if it's true. Like, since no one had brought it up, it's not something she would have been able to know. But then once someone says it is true, she knows.
Yeah.
But it's a really annoying power. It's like,
unclear.
Yeah, it's super unclear.
Yeah, we learn the goss about the human queens and Vasa, and this is
Which Taylor Swift had told us
yeah, Taylor
that
Swift
she was not
did
really
tell us that.
sick and that the other queen sent her away. So yeah, find out about Sixth Queen and need to get to her. It's clearly important.
Lucian's like, I'll go find her. I'll go find
Right?
the
And
sixth
Farrah's like
queen.
about to open her mouth to do it because she's like, everyone else like needs to be here. And I breathed
Oh,
in.
shut up, Farrah.
You know, I was so mad at it. And then Lucian's like, I'll go. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I also thought it was cool because of he says something like his eye can see things that others
Yeah.
can't. And
You
so
can see
he
like
says
glamours, right?
spells and glamour. So I was like, okay, if we're thinking more about Elaine and Lucian as a potential couple, that would be a cool dynamic duo, right? If she's a
Mm-hmm.
seer and then he has his cool eye and
I would want to be their best friend and not their enemy.
oh, that'd be so neat.
Yeah, I love it. But like, yay, Lucian.
Good for him.
Yeah, if he just like says, he does say I'm not needed here, but I think this is also just something he needs to kind of go do.
He wants, and this blends into chapter 34, but he wants to do something, right? He doesn't,
Yeah,
he's not at home in the night court. He's not at home in his former home in the spring court. So let
which
him,
I think he does reference at one point, and I think
he
starts to
almost
say
says
home.
home.
Yeah,
So, like, let him go be of service. And I do like the development of Rhys and Lucian and their dynamic
because
when
he
they're
also like does
conversing
give him
about it.
props a lot.
Yeah.
Reese, I think.
They finally shake hands.
Oh
This is coming into
right.
chapter 34. So let's do the titles here. Lucian's new mission and Summer Court needs help. And so, yeah, they end up shaking hands, and yeah, it's nice to see.
Amryn did have to be sent out
Mm-hmm.
to go check things out, and I would just like to say that I love that people literally put lamb's blood around their doors and left cups of blood outside.
Did they?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Because Reese like sends out a thing to say everyone stay in for the night
Uh-huh.
because she's just making sure like Highburn and everyone's gone.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
Lamb's blood around their doors or cups of blood.
Ooh,
Right? I was like, oh, that's fun.
that's so
I
sweet.
know. Lush goes to leave, and he is in Illyrian leathers.
Well, he doesn't have any clothes, Jamie.
I know, but I just love it. He's now like all Illyrian leathers. Cassian's propped him up. I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then him and Farrah hug. Bye, and he does say it was time for me to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved that moment.
And
Lucian for life.
And then Elaine is
Yes.
just standing there on the top of the step. She doesn't do anything, so Lucian turns away to leave. But Feyre notices that she takes a half step.
After Lucian has already turned his head, so he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
see. And then when she looks back, she's gone. All of a sudden, Elaine moves really fast. I mean, she is the Fae.
She's so slow, but so fast.
Yes.
Chapter 35.
I mean, well, we do end the chapter with Amryn rushing in and letting us know that the summer court.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, luckily, Amryn is still sweet on our man, Varian, because
Prince
she
Varian.
gets the info to chapter 35, heading to the Battle of Adriata. Now, Az feels bad because he is a spy and he did not see this coming. He did not see Hybern's attack on Adriata coming, so he feel like he failed his job, and I get it. So yeah, they decide to go to Adriata to help,
But they do realize that none of the other courts have come to help them.
but the
Rude.
Illyrians, they
The
get the
Illyrians.
Illyrians to come.
Yes. Which is fantastic. Also, just pray for Alice and her family.
I know, that was the other thing that Feyre thought about, that Alice had just
She just left the summer court.
gone back home to the summer court, and now there's this big battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really sad. No other courts had come.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the only reason that they knew was because
Variant. But there had to have been other...
but
You have
Varian,
summer court right beside you.
Varian could have sent out other
To
things
other.
to courts that he had better relationships with. Right.
Yeah, because obviously that he's just going to send it to Amryn.
Right. Yeah, and then I don't know. I don't know if you have anything to add because it's just like a lot of like killing and war scenes.
I feel like it's a cool, kind of brings me back thinking of the scene where like Moore goes in and carries Farah out of the house in the spring court.
Mm-hmm.
Or now this scene with like the two of them just walking in and
Oh,
be like,
true.
we're gonna fucking kill you, motherfuckers.
I did like the duo, how both of them took the castle, and they're just
Yes.
two,
And like at one point, like the lights go out and they're just like, poof, poof, poof.
just two strong women walking
Yeah.
through this castle, and there's hybrid soldiers everywhere fighting the Adriata soldiers, the summer court soldiers, and they're just killing
Yeah. Everyone.
everybody.
Yeah. I
Not
loved
the
it.
summer court soldiers.
No.
But you know what I mean? Like
the enemies.
yeah, it's really badass because they just like
Yeah.
kick-ass leathers. They're not, like nobody is expecting them to.
No, I think, and at one part it's
behead
like,
you.
they're like, oh, they're shocked. Like, I was like, yeah, probably.
So I love it.
Yeah. So I love, I mean, lots of death, but I love that part.
Chapter 36, Battle of Adriata continued. This is where, I don't know, do you have anything to add about the battle before we go to Rhys?
Farrah keeps mentioning how she wants water, how she's thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
When they first get there and as they're doing it. But then she's talking about how she's like drowning someone in water,
Mm-hmm.
like one of their enemies. I'm like, can you not just like fill a little cup in your hand?
I thought about that, and then
take
I
a
was
drink.
like, does she only get salt water?
Oh, maybe.
I have no idea. That was just my thought, because obviously salt water is not going to be thirst quenching. No. So is it that because it's
Yeah, that makes sense.
the High Lord of Summer's power that is only salt water?
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's like multiple times like saying how like she's so thirsty, and then talks about how she's drowning a man standing there. I'm like, you not just take some of that water and have a sip of it before you kill him with it?
That's the only explanation, I feel like.
But,
or she's a dummy. I don't know.
So many questions. Oh, so like Farah's trying to get into Rhys's mind. And it's like steel. Like she really, really has to try. And then she's like, oh, there's a crack. I'm going to get in there. Well, since she can just like see what's happening. That mind stuff still like, it's weird and throws me off.
But she sees what Rhys is doing with the battle, and he's on a ship, and then there's like this really cool cliffhanger in chapter 36 where the King of Hybern emerges.
And I think like she keeps just saying like, kill him, and like even he's thinking, even I was like, oh my god, yeah, like just kill him. Why are we having story time? Just kill him. I know there's a lot of like things you have to think about, but I still feel like that's the better option.
That's in so many climaxes of books where like it's a bad guy, good guy, and there's like then story time. And she's like, just now.
Yeah, and like and Ferris is mind like, kill him. And yeah, chapter 37 just continues into that.
Yeah, it continues into that. There was room at the table for everyone. You and your ilk claimed. For humans, lesser fairies, for half-breeds. In this new world of yours, there was room at the table for everyone. So long as they thought like you. But the loyalists, how delighted in shutting us out. Looking down your noses at us. You want to know why? Because we suffered. When you stifled us, when you shut us out, I have no interest in spending another 5 centuries seeing my people bow before human pigs. Seeing them claw out a living while you shield and coddle those mortals, granting them our resources and wealth in exchange for nothing. So we shall reclaim what is ours. What was always ours and will always be ours. Rhys says, you certainly can try.
You certainly can try. You certainly can try. You certainly can try.
Okay, so he finally does try to kill him, though.
Does try to kill him, and he's an illusion. Not even there. He's like the Tupac thing at Coachella 10 years ago. Not there. Just an illusion.
If you know that reference, then you're in the right place.
And then Rhysand, miss everyone. Sounds prettier.
Yeah.
No. The
The
battle will
King of Hyrule
continue.
pulls a Tupac.
Casting. Casting call.
Okay. We are really picking from the weeds here.
Yeah.
Because we are picking a casting that already died. They're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay. The Hybern King's Ravens. The Hybern bad guys. The boys. The Hybern boys. Okay, tell me.
So, I need to look up his name. I envisioned in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, there's Blaze and Draco, and they're like on the last bit of the with the brooms and stuff.
Blaze?
Yeah, they.
Who the hell?
He was added in because one of the actors who played like Draco's two cronies, I believe, was arrested for drugs or something.
Okay.
So they ended up having to add.
Oh, and they named him different? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I think I've seen him in other things. I don't know. But that was just kind of, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Him and who?
And literally like Tom Felton. That's who I'm picturing showing up.
Okay.
Like, we're going to kill you. I mean, they are like kind of scrawny teenagers here now that I look.
Well, they're older now.
Yeah, so they've probably had like the muscle and stuff now. So them, but like 20 years later.
Mine are the Culkin brothers. Macaulay and Kieran.
It's the weirdest choice, but I love it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, I know that they'll have to be paid a lot of money for this small part.
So much money.
But I think they would be really good at it.
No, I agree. I think that would be really comedic. But I love that. Like, the physicality isn't there, but I think it could also be there. And it would be comedic.
I don't
like
care.
it.
I just imagine the spiral staircase down to the darkness and they're just like chatting.
Yeah. No, it would be good. Especially Kieran,
Here's
because
the
he was
history,
in...
guys. We're coming to get ya.
He was in Scream, like the new Scream.
Kieran was?
Yeah, or was it Scream 5, maybe? Yeah. And he was, I don't want to give everything away.
Well, don't.
But, yeah, he would be good. And I feel like I really like him. And obviously, like, Macaulay. But,
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I wish I would have thought more about mine.
I didn't think too hard. I was like, what's a stupid pick?
But also, I was just like, who am I envisioning?
Who do I want? Who do I want for this part?
Mine was who I was envisioning.
Okay. Who's the MVP in this one?
MVP.
I'm going to go with Elain. Because Elain turned out to actually have information.
Yes.
And everyone thought she didn't know what she was talking about, but she knew what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then she actually gave crucial information about Vasa.
Yeah.
And
she's not crazy.
The human queens and where they're at. And obviously she can't give every single detail, but she has a lot of critical information. I don't know, good for her.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps placating her. She's just the gardening lady. Just a sensitive gardening woman who is meant to be betrothed.
Elain in her gardens.
Elain
knows what's going on.
Elain gots the tea. Elain knows some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna actually go to Azriel.
Oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
I loved his story time, obviously, and his sharing of that.
About Nephili.
Yes, and then I also do like how he is with Elain. I think he was like one of the only ones to really like what she was saying. He's kind of looking like he kind of is like, no, like there's something, like you're not just where Farrah and Nestor. I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong with her? He's like, no, I don't think that's what it is. And I think he's the one who says, see her, like, I think he figured it out. Like, he must have kind of gone off to, like, talk to people.
Yeah.
And to be like, I have an inkling or whatever. Yeah, where he, like, took the time to do that. And I think just really, like, his care with her and even just, you're just like seeing more of him, and I like it.
Yeah, we do get more chapters where we get to know him much better than we did in the previous book.
And even just like the training fair to fly sounds really frustrating, so just good for him to putting up with that when she keeps running into trees. Also, congratulations, Az, which I think is your, oh no, it's not your first MVP. It's your first solo MVP though.
It is his first solo MVP.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Yeah, well deserved. Okay. Well, if you are not already following us on social media, please do so. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, and we're trying our best to make videos and be present there. And we would like to meet you there. And if you are listening on any of the platforms, it would be helpful to rate us, be helpful to comment, or to look at our fun polls that we do.
Yes, please do our polls. Like, polls are fun.
Right?
When I go on stories on anything, I will do a poll.
I love a poll.
I love a poll
it
so much. And I just want to like see the percentage and like, oh, like what's everyone else think? Yeah, so just do it.
Do it.
Do it, do it, do it.
Okay, toodaloo.
Okay, bye.